Today we're going to talk about fruit trays and one of the key items in the store at Christmas time. This product comes from a long ways away because we need to follow the sun. In order to get the sugars in the product that goes into Christmas fruit trays, January fruit trays, we need to be going to Central and South America where there's plenty of sun. Fruit doesn't blister in the sun like I might. It really needs the sun, and so we're going to talk specifically about watermelon and making sure we've got the right watermelon on the shelf. But there's some really nice fresh cut options out there, mixed options, cantaloupe, watermelon, and I saw this tray where they've tucked in some ambrosia apples, which was really clever. One of the Canadian apples that when you cut it doesn't brown. Excellent for fruit trays. And a good alternative to make sure that you've got a nice offering in the fruit tray. So that's very clever. Starting with pineapple, we don't need to talk about pineapple. You should just cut it up. Nobody should eat a whole pineapple. We don't need to talk about when it's ripe. And of course, there's plenty of mini melons right now, but not much watermelon out there. We're gonna move to that. Cantaloupe. You're always looking for that cantaloupe with the full slip. I checked out some stores today. This was the only cantaloupe in 4 stores that I could find with a full slip on it. So very difficult to get good tasting and cutting fruit. If you don't have cantaloupe that has a full slip, you're starting with product that's going to taste very substandard. So that's a tough one. And I saw some Brazilian mangoes out there, which would be great as a cut item. But think about if fruit is coming from Brazil, think about the piel de sapos that are coming from Brazil right now. And I didn't see one piel de sapo on the shelves. Frog skin melon, white on the inside. You go to the Barcelona fruit market and the piel de sapo dominates the fresh cut sections. All the cups in Europe filled with that white fruit, and then other kiwi or dragon fruit or things on top, because that's the favorite fruit in Europe. Just fantastic. And so that's a real miss that I saw out there, the opportunity to have piel de sapos in the fresh cut trays at Christmas for consumers in North America. We're going to jump right into Price Pulse of Bloom Analytics and look at watermelon in a very active watermelon market on a day-to-day basis in Price Pulse. As you can see, we go down to the Smart Price Tracker, and our 8-dimensional category analysis shows that some items in watermelon are balanced, but a number of them, the bins, continue to be high over the course, or comparing it to the last 8 years. So really got a hot watermelon market. Volume by origin, you can see that much of the watermelon's coming out of Mexico. Blue is the Guatemala, little orange slice there is Dominican. And on the right where you see the pink, that's a new feature we've added that shows you the year before where the product was coming from, so that you can see as you analyze when product was coming through. You can do a year-over-year comparison on a day-by-day basis and start to see where the watermelon was coming from in previous years, what deals are hotter, and what deals are not in terms of volume that is being produced. We're going to skip over the Cropcaster and go into Commodity Planner because I want to talk about Guatemala and Guatemalan watermelon coming in on a week-by-week basis. You can see a slower start to the Guatemalan deal. When you're shipping watermelon out of southern Mexico, out of places like Guatemala, you got to make sure that you tell that grower not to water the watermelon fields for the last 3-4 days before he picks, so that he's not shipping water. You really want him to be shipping melon and not have all that leaching coming out on the way, or when you cut it, you get a bunch of leaching as a cutter. So really important those last 3 or 4 days, and it's in the best interest of the grower to water because, of course, he gets more weight. So you need to work things out because it's best for the consumer to have a better tasting, higher bricks watermelon by not watering the last 3, 4, even 5 days. You could do it depending on the temperature outside, but watermelon doesn't blister from the heat. It can take a lot. This isn't watermelon getting melted by the heat and the sun. So you really have an opportunity to do a better job buying by ensuring that your grower doesn't water the day before he ships. Download us at BloomIQ.io. We're bringing clarity to the fresh produce market. And at Christmas, we want to make sure we've got tasty fresh cut out on the shelves. And that means following the sun. And consumers will go wild like a blister in the sun if they get great fresh cut that tastes great. So work closely with growers. Make sure they're doing the right things with your honeydew, with your watermelon, with your cantaloupe and pineapple, so that consumers are satisfied and have a great eating experience.